We
But you need a good football player.
But you also said in the top 6, you had Westbrook, you had Springs, and then we look at the other possible 10 corners that'll be taken in the first or second round. That means that there's 8 left. Is he so much worse than somebody else on the board? I mean, are there better ones? Who would be your next corner?
I mean, you're talking about a lot of players bunched together. You have Booker, you have Herring that can play corner, you have Sam Madison, you have Ty Howard. What I'm saying is you can get a good corner in the early second round. They could have solidified another area. I know Arizona has a major need at corner, Joe, but wait until the second round because of that great depth. Take advantage of the great depth at corner. Get a cornerback then. Use this pick to solidify another area of concern.
But I think the problem we run into there, Mel, is because at least 10 teams in this draft are looking for corners. If you wait to the second round, somebody of a quality you might want is not going to be there.
Sure, you got 25 corners would make it great. I mean, you have a lot of depth. You're not going to lose all the corners in the early second round, Joe.
Well, the Arizona Cardinals, it's good that we disagree. Is it great taste or is it? No, never mind. So Arizona begins their day with a Knight. Tom Knight is their pick. Next up on the clock, the New Orleans Saints, which has been a hot spot for that rumored Kansas City to come up to Gonzalez trade. Let's go quickly back to Jets headquarters in Sao Paulo, Antonio.
Thanks, Boomer. We're here with Bill Parcells, head coach of the New York Jets. You were sitting at 6. You decided to pass on a player like Walter Jones. You moved down to 8. You got James Farrior. What do you like about Farrior?
Well, we like him very much. We probably would have taken him at 6 if we'd kept the pick, but we had an opportunity to move. Obviously, we had discussions with Seattle. We had the chance to go to 12. Tampa Bay called late, and to ensure that we felt like we had 3 guys that we liked a lot, and Farrior was among them. And when we got a chance to go to 8, we thought it was a good move. We picked up an extra pick, so, you know, we need volume. I've been saying that all along. Now at least we've got a little bit.
Where do you put Farrior in the lineup right now, Bill?
I don't have any specific idea other than we're trying to collect good players, Sal, and I think this guy's a good player. He's a good class kid. He's smart, and he's aggressive, and he's from a good program, and we're just trying to collect those kind of guys, and then we let them fight it out in camp.
Does this mean the end of Marvin Jones's career here? I know a number of teams would like to take him off your hands.
Well, I don't know anything about that. You know, as I said, we're trying to collect a number of good players. Wherever you draft a player these days, they always run to the incumbent and say, you know, what's this mean for him? Well, obviously, you're investing in a good player. You hope he comes in and plays, but he's got to earn his job just like anybody else.
You got the 31st pick in the draft quickly. What area would you like to go there?
Well, I don't know. You're going to have to see what's left. We still have some defensive thoughts, though. We're concentrating early, but at least we have a little volume now, and we can go as we see.
Thanks a lot, Coach. There you are.
Not letting me throw it back to Boomer.
All right, go ahead.
Back to you, Boomer.
Well, he's a happy guy, and as Bill Parcells said, he has volume now with the New York Jets. Jets. Well, we're up to pick number 10, the New Orleans Saints. Some of the Hall of Fame wall here at the theater.
Okay, how did Priority Mail win over the Emmys?
Well, we delivered over 75,000 videotapes of the TV shows entered for Emmys to the voting Academy members. On a tight timetable, on a tight budget. And the winner is Priority Mail. So we came here for the Emmys. How about you? What's your priority? Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Now that I'm teaching in the business, we're getting really close.
Even though my job takes me on the road a lot.
But that's no problem. I have them call me 1-800-COLLECT. It's inexpensive, so we can talk as often as we want.
Without screwing up the bottom line.
Yeah, calling with 1-800-COLLECT has really helped us get to know each other.
Yeah, we talk about business and sports and women.
By the way, how is Shelley?
That's Charlene, Dad.
Charlene.
1-800-COLLECT. They love to hear from you.
God, this is a long time.
I wish I could take you with me.
Yeah, me too. Oh.
Please, for me, all right? For the plane ride. Smile.
You're là-bas? Oui?
Well, it's my sister. She's sick.
Oh.
Very sick.
Polaroid. See what develops.
We are back in New York at the theater, and one of the things that we do here in the 90s, some of us have yet to get on the information highway. I'm still at the stop sign of the entrance ramp, but at any rate,
I'm sitting with you.
Did Bill Parcells get enough compensation for the #1 pick? And if you dialed ESPNnet.sportzone.com, 69% said yes, he did. 31% no, he did not. And of 100% of the votes, Bill probably couldn't care. The New Orleans Saints, the first pick in the reincarnation of Mike Ditka, now on the clock. About 7 minutes to go if the Saints indeed keep their selection here. Remember, yesterday the Saints did acquire Heath Schuler, quarterback, Washington. So that might be something that they might have looked at beforehand. They're not anymore. Let's go down to Linda Cohn, who is down on the bayou. Linda, welcome.
Chris, yeah, Mike Ditka told me acquiring Heath Schuler yesterday was their biggest need, but they have a lot to be happy about right now, and I'll tell you why. Coach Ditka told me yesterday that there could be 2 players, if still on the board at number 10, that would keep Mike and company from trading down. And from my conversations, I believe one of those players is wide receiver from Miami, Yatil Green. Mike Ditka likes Green. He brought him into the New Orleans facility. He not only was impressed with obviously what the kid can do on the field, and we all know about his breakaway speed, and you know how bad the Saints need a big playmaker. He liked the fact that he had a good knowledge of the X's and O's. But I also talked with Bill Kaharick this morning, and he told me, the GM of the Saints, that they're not ruling out any deal to trade down. They're looking to get proper value for the picks that are still up there at 10. And let's face it, this team was 3-13 a year ago, ranked 29th in offense a year ago. Offense has many, many needs, so they do want to stockpile picks. And don't forget, Dwayne Rudd is still out there, and that's a possibility. Now back to you, Chris, in New York.
All right, Linda, we'll see what Mike Ditka does with his new roost, if you will, in New Orleans. Here is the Heath Schuler trade, in case you missed it, didn't get the paper today. Schuler out in the quarterback game in Washington with Farrat, the winner of that battle for North Turner. So the Skins for Heath Schuler get a 5th-round pick this year and then a pick next year. And Joe, do you think Heath Schuler can be a good NFL quarterback still?
I absolutely do. And I think the big key here is it's 13 starts. And he was 4-9. Part of that has to do with his rookie years. 13 TDs, 19 interceptions. He's only played 19 games. I think the biggest problem for Heath Schuler was plain and simple. He couldn't keep himself healthy. He winds up with a shoulder problem. He winds up with a finger problem. The big thing for Heath is he's got to stay on the football field. He's got to practice. He certainly has the athletic ability, has the ability to throw the football. And as a matter of fact, if you look back at the competition between Gus Farrat and Heath Schuler, it really wasn't that different. That was a flip of the coin, a tough call for North Turner. He could have gone either way and I think gotten production out of the quarterback position. Right now, it's Gus's job, which is a problem for the Redskins to sign him. But as far as Heath Schuler goes, I think the Saints have got themselves a future superstar with the ability that he has. And he's got some great coaching. A guy by the name of Tom Clements is going to be the quarterback coach there, former Notre Dame coach.
I knew that would get it.
Yeah, former Notre Dame quarterback, and I think he's going to get some great tutoring. He's going to play for a tough coach. He's going to play in a system that will not ask him to just go out and win football games. I think there's a big upside down there, Chris.
Well, obviously, Jim Everett is the starting quarterback. Now, we all think of Mike Ditka with quarterbacks of his conversation with Jim Harbaugh a few years ago when Harbaugh was quarterbacking the Bears. Of course, who knows what kind of conversations Ditka had with Jim McMahon over the years. But what does Mike Ditka expect in quarterbacks? His quarterback, we asked him.
I think the quarterback on your football team, and this might sound stupid, he's got to be the toughest guy on your football team. And I think he has to be one of the most respected, if not the most respected. Those two things. He has to be tough. He has to be thick-skinned, but he has to be tough where he can take the physical and mental abuse the position's going to bring him. And I think the other thing that he has to have the respect of his teammates by how he plays the game and his demeanor on and off the field.
You know, Boom, you just take a look at the quarterbacks that have played for Mike. I mean, McMahon, Doug Flutie, who Mike tried to